If you're anything like millions of other people, you hate Saturday. Yes, very few people like that day. No school, no work, nothing to do at all. That is why we provide the Saturday morning block. It's over 2 hours of cartoons that will make you say, what day is it? It doesn't feel like Saturday. No, it sure doesn't. The Saturday morning block, Saturday at 10 on Cartoon Network.
Okay, guys, there are a bunch of Avengers in Infinity War, so here's a little rap to help you remember.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
That's a little conceited, but okay, let's get it on. Thanos is coming with his Homer beard, and to save our world, the whole gang is here.
Black Panther, Black Widow, Star-Lord, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, War Machine, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Okoye, Hawkeye, Falcon, Nebula, Vision, Rocket, Captain America.
List them, gotta list them all. MCU!
And speaking of beards, Steve's is looking fine. If he and Bucky kiss, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mantis, Gamora, Doctor Strange, Loki, Scarlet Witch, Valkyrie, Groot, Drax, Shuri, Collector, Ramonda, Wong, younger brother Gunn, Baku, Ant-Man, Agent of your mother, son.
The Black Order also has been confirmed, but here's some other characters that also could return.
Heimdall, Happy, Caecilius, Scorpions, Lottery, Waspy, Carl Morta, Birdman, Goldblum, Tomei, Get Out, Zemo, Pepper Potts, Bilbo, Shocker, Cameo.
List them, gotta list them all. MCU!
These are just the ones who are still around. Coulson's on TV, so that doesn't count.
Hawk Fam, Aaron, Friday, Karen, Howard the Duck, Amber, Black Swan, Sharon, Ned Flash, Guilfoyle, MJ, the new one, Luis, Dave, Nakia, Jim Marita's grandson.
List them, gotta list them all. Gotta list them all. MCU!
Dormammu, Tinkerer, Norris, Mean Girl, Abomination, Thunderbolt, Liv, Tyler, Broke Girl, Hannibal, Dewey Cox, Fatal Attraction, Court Meek, Eric Sam Mother as the Jackson.
And those are all the characters that might show up in Infinity War.
Wow, that sure is a lot of salaries to pay. Speaking of which...
Oh, let's keep singing.
List 'em, gotta list 'em all.
Ooh, let's list them all.
But, like, I am getting paid for this, right?
Yeah, make that list.
I just need a verbal confirmation. That's all I'm asking.
Gotta list 'em all. MCU.
But the boy, nothing.
What the fuck? So your weird ass was trying to get head from a little kid?
Okay, that's enough. Calm down, Naruto. He's not the enemy. Not right now.
Nah, fuck that shit! This nigga is a fucking pedophile!
I know how it is. Your day off, want to sleep it away.
Just how many hours a day does she need to sleep, really?
Well, Toonami's changing all that. 3 hours of best action cartoons around.
Surrender this!
Feel my ride!
Trouble, move on!
All you gotta do is get up.
Mahoshi, please wake up!
Toonami, the rising sun. Saturday mornings at 10.
Show me what you got.
Only Toonami.
All right, people, we in here. I'm done playing now. What's up? Saturday morning suit up number 4. I am the Abomination, known as AJ, and I'm joined by Mr. Grant Gregory. What's up, sir? How you doing?
Doing good. It's approximately nearly 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm happy to be here.
You said 4 a.m.?
Yep, just about.
Oh, man, I can't do nothing but apologize and say I appreciate you at the same time for being here. Let me hurry up, get to the people. Y'all, I know the intro was long, just playing around with those clips and whatnot.
Oh, man.
I know Mr. Grant Gregg was like, what the hell is going on with all this commotion going on? All right. OT, he said he won't be here. But appreciate the look and the I don't know, the goodwill. There you go. Legit Indian channel. Don't look into it, dumb. Okay. I'm not gonna think or even contemplate who's behind that account. I got some ideas, but
Yeah, no, this is someone who has been on several of Full Aussie streams and part of my crew, I guess.
Okay.
They show up a bit, so
Okay. So it's not the people I thought it was. Dildo, what's up, bro? Sup, West Stewart, Phil, TMNT. Hello there. Every time I see hello there, I just think about the Obi-Wan shit.
hello there.
Guy, hello there. Yeah. This guy's here. Mike has bad knees. Yo, what up? Release the Mac Kraken. In for Gita. Who else? Keely Chow came through. What's up? Good morning. How you
Roll
doing?
Tide.
Roll Tide. I know nothing about sports. Your Barmy gifted a membership to Keely. I think it was Keely Chow, wasn't it? Yep. What's up, you're a Barmy? Who else? Gotta list them all. Oh yeah. I found that so long ago. Like I said, Infinity War. So I just was like, bro, let me make this a clip. It's pretty long, nice. People would enjoy it. Who else? All right, that's about it. 14 people up in here. That's a good amount. I feel comfortable playing this.
The gang's all here.
Appreciate y'all. All right, Mr. Grant Gregory, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Okay, you're doing good. You're feeling good. Are you half robot? Tell us about you, man. Who are you? How did you get into YouTube?
I've been into YouTube since 2010. Initially started off doing stuff as part of my business. I did TV commercials and ran a small production company for a few years with one of my close friends. Side note, don't start a business with a close friend. Doesn't work out. But yeah. So I took YouTube seriously probably about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it seems to be for the most part working out for me.
Okay. What what interested you or what keeps you on YouTube? Because I looked through your, your content. I saw a bunch of like mostly AI, so it seems like you kind of leaned into this, like,
That's the new direction of the channel, yeah. So
yeah.
the channel's gone through a lot of changes. It initially was purely and simply showing off the commercials that I did, but the problem was you'd get ads coming up before my ad, so then when people were looking at my ad, they wouldn't know which one was the real ad.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to kind of rework it, and then did movie trivia and comic book trivia for the longest time. Used to host that, and we used to get a lot of people from around the world doing that sort of stuff, and that was fun. And then I found through Computing Forever, and that I found like Nerdrotic and that sort of crew, and then started getting into the memeing sort of sphere, and from that it just built on. And as soon as I think it was 2018, maybe I started hearing about generative AI and the capabilities of what AI could do, and then I just started to get really interested in that. And yeah, the last year I started doing stuff with that, and that's where we've ended up now with my problem was I was so afraid of it, of what everything was going to happen, and I just wanted to bury my head in the sand. And then I was just like, I've got to embrace it instead. Just there's
The
always going to
AI.
be there's always going to be yeah. Well, the thing of it is because it's not actually AI, it's just a weird blanket term that we use for stuff that we've already been using and doing. There
Mm-hmm.
is no such thing as actually AI. AI doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like generative and procedural textures have always been a thing, for 15, 20 years they were doing it, and it's the progression of that. And then there's so many different outlets to do stuff and be creative that for a memer, it was a priceless resource to not try and invest at least a little bit of time and energy, and in some cases money, to discovering it.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing now is that when it comes to stuff that's been like deep faked or AI, I can almost always tell what it is straight off the bat. And why? Because of the mistakes and the things that I've done that I know the difference in when trying to create something authentic.
Okay, before I give you shit for being a traitor to the human race and helping the robots to enslave us all, tell
Well,
me how
robots and
did.
AI are two different things. So
I know, man, but it's on that path. These are the first levels of it. This is the right now we're in the what is the tin can and string phase of the takeover.
we ain't got the capabilities of battery power to be able to do anything. The biggest batteries that we have on the planet can't do shit. We got nothing to worry about with that. Unless there's an idea of a new power source that comes up, then when that happens, then I'll be worried.
Oh man. All right, Mr. Grant. What about the because you do the midweek hump with the whole crew, the squad. How did that come about? How did you find these guys and I guess find your place on the panel, on the team?
I used to watch Horror Amarada on Twitch when she was doing her gaming streams, and um, because she became somewhat famous because Nodrotic couldn't say her name.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I was just on Twitch and I saw the name come up. So I'm like, all right, I'll click on it, and yeah, I'd been lurking in her streams for probably about 6 months or so, just doing just watching her play. And because there was a lot of games that she plays that are like the horrorcore sort of based games I've never played, so they were quite interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I send her a message, send her a super chat or a bits, or depending on whatever it was. And then she was saying, oh, I'm doing a show, and because she's seen some of the stuff that I'd done on YouTube with some of the other people, and she's like, did you want to come on as a guest? And I was like, yep. I was all keen to do that, and that was, I think, episode 8 of the midweek hump. And unfortunately she couldn't be there because she was I think they're at Anime Matsuri or something, or they were out somewhere. And then 3 or 4 episodes later, one of the guests fell out, and I just said to Shay, "So yeah, I'll jump in. You know, give you something to talk about." And then the next week, same thing happened, and then within maybe 3 or 4 weeks, they just like, you know what, why don't you just stick around? And I've been doing that every Wednesday/Thursday ever since.
That is what I recall watching the midweek hump, and then kind of out of nowhere, you came about. I had known you. I can't exactly remember where I, met you. I can't remember where I met anyone at. It's just-
We spoke when you were at one of the meetups.
okay.
One of the gigs and gamer meetup. I was talking. Steph was on stream, and I was talking to her on the phone. And you came up and you gave Jeremy some drawings or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then because I heard you from, I think it was Culture Casino mentioned that you were there, and we saw some of the stuff that you did. And then she was on speaker, and I said, how you doing, blah blah, and all that. And I think that was the first time that you might have been on a stream. I'm not 100% certain. With the Geeks and Gamers sort of stuff, because that's when Jeremy first saw you. It was at the Texas one that was really hot on the roof, I think.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
I think Steph and Crystal were like hanging out, and
Yes,
Jamie.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were doing that one, and that was when I was I don't know if I was still doing stuff with Geeks and Gamers then, or I had just finished doing stuff with them, but it was around that time.
hmm That kind of made me think about not necessarily that interaction, but before when you were talking about Shagsworth, but I mean even that one, I think I was a watcher of a lot
Yep.
of these people's content for a long time before I decided to, make my own channel. Um but then, just me feeling things about seeing the properties that I loved being tainted,
Mm-hmm.
and disrespected. And I was like, you know what? I need to say something about this. With mine, it was mainly and everybody hears me say this, but how the mainstream would use like my skin color as like a defense for their shitty projects. And then the depiction of people that look like me. So that's what made me really just want to get on this and talk about some of this stuff. Um, but as I'm going and I keep on going, trying to be consistent, then I start to notice people who were in these guys that I followed and paid attention to, people who were in their chat were starting to come over in mine. And not just those guys, like other people as well, that I would, check out. And, they started to float over to my channel. And it gave me like this sense of, oh, snap, like I'm not directly next or with the big guys, but people feel that I have something of value to say similar to those guys. So I guess what was that feeling like for you of being I guess not exactly knowing where you were going with it and being like a watcher or kind of talking to these people and then becoming a part of what it is that they're doing, what we are doing.
Yeah, well, like you, I was a lurker. I actually had a completely different name. I was the comic book lad. And I would be in chats and I would do stuff and I'd lurk, and every now and then I would say something, but um I wasn't really a part of that sphere. And then it was actually watching one of the Ryan Kindle videos, and he was just like, if you're gonna do something, do it. Don't be afraid. He lit a fire under me ass, sort of thing, and he was just like, you've got to, if
Mhm.
you want to do something, don't complain that you're not getting anywhere and not doing anything. And it was one of those ones where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Change me channel name. Did a full rebranding and started doing stuff. And even to this day, like I've had Gary, some of the bigger guys on my channel, and I still feel like I'm out of that circle, even though I've got a stupidly, and I still feel this day, undeserved sub count. It's one of those things that's having that imposter sort of syndrome. I feel like is a good thing because it doesn't let me get a big head, and I think that's
Mhm.
one thing I'm going to hold on to with it. And I will always feel like I'm a lurk from the outside because everyone else was there before me. So jumping in and like even the stuff with the full Aussie and the crew that I'm doing with it, they all already had something established. I haven't built anything from the ground up. I've just been asked to jump on and be a part of it. And for someone like me, I feel that's probably a good thing because I'm able to contribute a lot of stuff to it without having to feel the pressure of the whole channel.
Okay, yeah, that is I can see that. There's a lot of guys that I might stream with or see on streams, and as you're trying to like follow and support people, you're like, oh, this dude doesn't even have a channel. But
Yeah.
somehow, I guess they've made enough of an impact or had been seen enough or had some good takes in the chat or something. I don't know. That's funny because yeah, man, a lot of people probably don't see themselves getting into YouTube, but a lot of the dudes who are on these YouTube panels are not YouTubers or content
Yeah.
creators. So I guess they can still give some others hope that even if you're not actually making content, you still can become an active participant in some of the
Yeah.
content, as
I
well as
I
having
always
like.
use sorry,
Well, I was
I
gonna say
use
as
the
well as having.
example of
You go, you go, you go, you go.
sorry. I use the example of comedy. I'm really into stand-up comedy. Some of the best stand-up comedians have never done a special.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be in the space with all the big guys. You just need to
Yeah.
do what you do. And if you're best at being that guy on the panel or that gal on the panel that can sit back and wait, let everyone talk, and then come in with one or two things, cool. That's what you want to do. If you're the guy that needs to be front of stage, then do that. You got to find what it is that one you're comfortable with, and two that you're comfortable with dealing with the consequences of your own words and actions. Because I mean, I don't know if you've known this, but you say something on stream and people tend to get a little bit angry at you sometimes. Has that ever happened to you recently?
Man, I don't think so. Not really. Not besides the the people who were expected to.
Yeah,
I
but
meant
like,
like
yeah,
I
that's
thought you
okay.
meant
Like,
like as far as me just doing my own thing and people starting to
no,
just hate me
I was
just for
making
okay,
reference
okay.
to your last big stream, the
Yeah, I
Reaperverse
guess.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep going with your thought. Did I interrupt you on that?
No, it's all good. I was just that's what I'm saying. That's what it was like. I view that way. You got to find your own little niche and everything.
Hmm.
And um, I think it's really important to find people who you can hang out with that you actually one can care about, and two aren't going to they don't give a shit about whether you've got 1 million subs or 10 subs. They're gonna try and help you out either way. It's not about them pushing themselves forward.
Hmm.
It's about you got to find someone. You got to find at least one person that can be your guy, and I think that's very important. Um, I just think I'm blessed that I've been able to find a couple of people who I can say my people.
Yeah, man, that is true. I think as you, especially if we kind of like look up to somebody as a YouTuber or in this space of content creation, you kind of emulate them, or you're like, oh, I want to, get close to that person, and yada yada yada. But then once you realize, okay, that's probably not going to happen. That plan is not the world's plan, or God's plan for me. And you see yourself, I'm speaking from experience, with like, let's say the Flacids or Zax, who we stream and kind of talk and hang out a lot. Or it's like you start to find your own group and realize that okay,
Hmm.
what you thought equaled success was not that, but you're getting so much value out of just finding these people that you vibe with, you mesh well with, and y'all just hang out on these streams and they become like homies, like friends that you
Yeah,
had yeah, like childhood, just
your own circle of jerks.
exactly. So yeah, man, I would say because there was some guy who was coming up on YouTube a little bit after me and some others, and I'm sure I'm after some of these other guys, probably like Zax or somebody, but um I guess a lot of people get deterred because they don't see that success as opposed to just sticking it out and then seeing what could happen. Like Cannoli Sasquatch, for instance. I
Hmm.
think he came up right after me, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. And then it's like you might stream with a person once or twice, And I don't know, you probably don't think too much of it, but then as y'all continue to hang out more, you're like, bro, we need to keep doing this. And people enjoy when our energies are together. So you start to kind of just build something that people actually want and they keep asking for. So yeah, man, I guess I said all that to say I don't know what your place is, but people, if you are in the chat and you just, hanging out, just talking, and that's a lot of what we need nowadays. I feel like people don't talk, we don't converse, we don't, um, I don't know, talk about ideas or combat ideas, not to be aggressive or hate someone, but just to, test a person's fortitude with what they believe. Like everybody in my chat gives me, except Mike, except my brother, give me shit for I guess supporting Ripple or defending Ripple or some stuff like that. And it's
But
like,
that's also important to have as well. You need someone that can push back on the things, even if you know you're 100% right. It's not a bad
mhm.
thing to have someone that you can trust that's going to do that.
Yeah, so I mean that was crazy to me once I realized that a lot of my chat don't support the same people or care to listen to the same people that I might do. And it was like, that's crazy because those people were the reason I got into this. And
Dude,
now
I went through I went through the same thing, man. Like as soon as I started getting somewhat of a foothold in it, they say never see how the sausage is made is the expression because it
okay.
ruins the meal for you. It kind of felt like that, getting to know everyone behind the scenes of like say doing stuff with geeks and gamers and everything like that. I was now a part of it. I was no longer a uh an observant, and
Mhm.
knowing that and then watching this stuff, it was different because I knew the people behind it. I still enjoyed it, but what I built up in my head and what I got used to was sitting down and these people who I never knew, who didn't know me, entertaining me and everything like that. And now I know more about them, and it was still good, but it was different to what it was before. And it changes, your perspective. And at that stage, I wasn't ready for that. I was just like, oh shit, this is a bit much, sort of
Mhm.
thing. Like, um, but we got, as I said, like, all right,
Well,
you go.
Sean right here says, I'm glad Grant is exposing the Russian fighting robots. Those things should be illegal. All right. I'm about to pull up your channel, Mr. Grant, because you do make some cool stuff, man. I hate the AI, but a lot of time you cannot deny what it is capable of, as far as like static 2D art as well as the I'm not going to say some of the videos, but like you said, this is software that we've already had. AI is just a blanket term.
Yeah,
Um, but to just put it under that, the AI is what it can accomplish is it's intriguing. I'll say that some of it that is visually pleasing. Like when I hear some of you guys defend it, specifically like artists that will say, like me hearing the argument, well, what if you're an author or a writer or something? You have this concept, but you don't really know how to convey it, or give those ideas to an artist necessarily. You can do the whole AI thing, come up with some stuff, give it to a person, and then they can interpret it and make it their own thing. So stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I can understand that. But I do think humans are so lazy that we will rely on that as opposed to just using it as a step in the direction of us creating something for ourselves.
I agree with you 100% on that. And that's why with the stuff that I do, I try and do more, because you can easily just add nothing to the piece and um basically go, well, all right, this is me being an artist. And I've never used the term an artist or anything like that. I've always said I'm an AI enthusiast, because that's
Hmm.
exactly what it is. I use the every single one of these AI generated pieces that I've done, I've taken into other programs and I've worked on them for several hours to get them to where they are.
Hmm.
It's not just a simple throw a thing in, throw up a prompt, do anything like that. And it's here we go sort of thing. So the big video that I've done, which is my biggest one, didn't actually take off for nearly half a year. And then it wasn't until Elon released the Tesla bot or whatever it was called. And then as soon as he did that, I started changing my tags in my thing just to gain a bit of one year. So the one that's there's Russian robot, yeah.
All right, let's
That
check
wasn't
that.
even the original. Yeah, that wasn't even the original title. But yeah, throw it on and yeah,
Okay.
very short clip.
Okay. Can y'all hear it?
No, it wasn't any audio.
Oh, okay. That's because hold on. I don't know, man. I just realized that if I got the videos muted, it will automatically mute the clips.
Are you
the
sharing your
shorts.
screen or?
Yeah, I
It
shared the
might be.
screen. I
Like
know
you
what it is. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's either sometimes the YouTube shorts are muted or you have to add your stuff in.
All right, let me I'm gonna stop sharing. Let me pull it back up. I just had to turn off the mute. All right, this should work.
That's yeah.
Come on, video play. Fuck, Mr. Grant. Maybe we do need an AI because AJ acting real retarded right now. All right, trying again.
Here we go. Audio's now. Yep. Yeah. So that's the full 11 seconds of the video. And this one, this was the very first one that I did. I even actually, before I even did these ones, I did a tutorial on how to do these. I made
do you want to tell your secret? Because I've seen some people say these are not actually robots, that they are edited humans. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, dude, on my channel, I have a tutorial how I did them. I did that before I did any of these. I showed exactly how I do it. If you look, I've got one where I called one of the clips the viral Tom Cruise running video, and how I did it. I did that one before I ever released the video, and I ended up actually releasing them at the wrong time. I uploaded them at the same time, but I released them at the wrong time. So I had a tutorial for a video that didn't actually exist. And then when it came out, the viral Tom Cruise running video as a robot, I only had like 500 views for ages.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a thing called Wonder Studios. It's a thing that you pay for, and it uses it uses a body tracking technology, and it replaces. It takes what it does is it creates what they call a clean plate. So a clean plate is a background without any actors in it. And then what it does is it then overlays a model, a 3D model, using the movements based on the original image.
Okay.
So these aren't created. Like I've got the full 3D files for these as well. So it's not like these are a one and done thing. I can take all the movement and all that. I could turn that into Iron Man, and him kicking Thanos' head, and just add that into 3D and use all the knowledge that I already have in Blender to create that scene.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you feel any responsibility for creating more retarded humans that think these are actual robots performing these feats?
100% not. I absolutely love every single person that's on there. Like if you were to scroll down, there's the little box at the corner that you can see people who have used the clip in
Scroll
short.
down.
So if you scroll down, keep scrolling down, there should be a little box in the bottom corner that has my face on it. Oh, it's hard because your screen's really squashed.
Okay, go all the way down.
So no. On that video, there, you know how it's got the thumbs up, the comment. There's a little box down there. It'll have original sound. That one. See that face underneath it?
Okay, yeah. Your
If
face?
you click on if you click on that, but you do it on the video that's the one that has the 30 million views. Those are what YouTube allows you to essentially legally use, legally avoid copyright. These are all the people who are reacting to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I've been getting a lot of messages from people and everything who were saying, "Oh no, I know it's not real, but I want to, play up and sort of thing and do all that because they're getting the views and everything like that." And apparently, I've been told by a number of people that my videos are a hit on Black Twitter. So,
oh man,
yeah,
I can believe that.
And
this shit crazy, cuz you want to see the robot knock this?
Yeah. I've had people that say they want to see if you got Mike Tyson fighting one, can you get him to do it? And I'm like, well, I mean, I could make one. They're like, what do you mean make one? I'm like, oh, so it's not real. I said, no, it's not real. I explained it to you. And they went, okay, it's cool. I'm going to say it's real though. I'm like, go for it.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. Like everyone's in their mood too. But what I do with each of these things is I make sure I keep an element in there that people can look at that they know for a fact can't be real.
Okay.
Like that one there. I've got there's an extra robot that's on the screen that's outside the bounding box. There's always something. He doesn't actually hit the button on that one. There's overshadows. There's other little things that I can easily fix up. What I don't. I'm showing what AI can do, and that's why I say stuff like the dangers of AI or a perfect AI or something like that, because people will always interpret AI with a robot because I'm showing an image of the same robot, which is just a base model. Like I could replace that with an alien.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
you add little shadows in and everything. Like I've got this whole scene mapped out and everything, and because that's what it allows you to do. It basically turns it into like a mocap suit. With a motion capture and everything, and it's a fun tool that you can use. And if I'm going to do a 3D model, instead of spending 40, 50, 60 hours rigging it, I can stand in front of a blank wall, act out all the actions myself, use this system to map my body movement, and then replace it with my own models. But I don't. I've got a bunch of models that I could do that would convince it. But this is what it is. I'm not trying to deceive, but I'm trying to show people what's capable. And the main thing that I did was this one here. This is the one that I like. This is using a completely different one. This is Alex Pereira. He doesn't speak English. He's currently the UFC light heavyweight champion. And I've got his original video, and then I've got an AI translated one using it, and then I've also used another one that I've used to lip sync his English words to the mouth, so it looks like he's actually talking.
Oh my
but you
goodness.
wouldn't know the difference.
All right, that's gonna lead into the topic. Yeah. I prepped you for it, but how long does a short like this take?
That one that was there was probably only half an hour to an hour sort of thing. I knew the clip that I wanted. There wasn't a lot of movement with it. The one that has the fighting scene probably took me a couple hours, because you've got to make sure that you give the AI equivalent enough data that's clean that they can do. So taking footage of two people in a boxing match where they're leaning over each other, bodies can get misconstrued because AI still doesn't know how to determine the difference between a body and another person's body. They know what an arm looks like and an arm looks like, but it's hard to tell them the difference between when two arms are crossing each other. So you've got to edit it away and then take that footage that you've done, use another inbuilt thing in Premiere called a morph effect, where you can morph from one picture to another, and it makes it look like they're actually moved that way, and then add it in there. I'm being very careful with the clips that I use to put in there. You can drop in any clips, and some of them are going to work out perfect, but most of them won't, because it's a very flawed technology.
So Vid's got a question here, but before that, I'm gonna say this kind of like brings me back to what we were talking about earlier with the finding your own like YouTube communities. I found vids through Zax and Flaccid. I think we was on Circle of Jerks. And now me streaming with you, Vid has discovered you, the guy behind the robot videos that he's been enjoying. So now
that's
he's
awesome.
saying, any requests for custom videos or music videos?
In fact, we actually had a video that I did recently blow up because I did a Ben Shapiro rap video in collaboration with the rapper High Res.
Hold on, time out. Hold on, Mr. Grant. So did he do one actually? Ben Shapiro,
yeah. Ben Shapiro released a rap with Tom McDonald today.
Okay, he did. Okay, so this is something separate.
Okay. Yeah. We did one a week and a half ago where it was High Res wrote a rap and we used AI. I did the visuals and everything, and he had the audio side of things, and we turned it into a music video. We've done 4 collaborations together. I've known B-Dub since early days of him doing stuff with Comics Division.
Oh, my bad. I thought I was special.
Yeah, I know you are. You definitely are. But you're reuniting us back again because it's been a while since we've had a chat. So,
all right. Well, we reconnected.
I never forgot you, brother.
We're reconnecting, man.
Dude, how could I forget? How could I forget about the guy that tried to throw a ball at Stevie Wonder because he was blind, to see if he was really not blind or not?
That's I don't know. That's science. He tested a hypothesis.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. So,
all right. What were you about to say? We're gonna listen to this video just to hear the AI voice.
Yeah. Throw this one on. So,
and then we'll move over to the article. I also remember on Midweek Hump, you would do a lot of the like AI voices, and then Flaccid would do them. I'm like, man, this shit is scary.
Do you have a really wide screen?
Yeah, like for some reason it is kind of squashed, so like it was hard for me to get to this.
Que eu poderia fazer para chegar até.
Like I didn't even realize that the audio is right there.
Tornar campeão, fazer as lutas que eu poderia fazer para chegar até ali, being a champion. That's what I did. I did not arrive with the intention yet, man. I have a strong desire to win in 2 categories. Eu vou dando passo de cada vez. Então, depois eu vi que no peso médio estava um pouco mais complicado, the weight limits in the category. I made the decision to move up a category, and now I have the chance to win this belt. And then I'm unsure of what will occur. A gente vai trabalhar e for passo de cada vez. Tornar campeão,
in and out of different languages. Like I've done one with for side scrollers. I did like a 10 language super spread. Like it was just one sentence, but every second sentence was a different language, just to show what it can do. Because I think this sort of what I've done with this is the sort of stuff that needs to be invested in when it comes to AI, because when they inevitably put restrictions on anything that they label AI, this is going to be the stuff that's going to suffer, because I think language translation, breaking down those barriers, is a huge important thing that it can be done.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's almost I guess people always been saying our technology has been kind of mimicking like a lot of sci-fi or fantasy that we will consume. But you know how you'll have like some shows or movies or whatever where people don't speak the same language, but somebody has a device that they can put on
translator.
Yeah, so I see it happening. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think it just sucks that I guess to acquire that technology, that you do have to go through this and seeing how people will use it for nefarious purposes. And, just, I guess if this technology becomes so prevalent and so easily accessible that, let's say, now this is kind of terrible, but let's say something like you will have people who will, I guess, blackmail,
Yeah,
stuff like
well,
that.
I
Yeah.
do have a scenario where someone approached me to do a fake video so they could get out of a divorce. I had someone approach me with that, and it almost made me not want to do anything again, because the fact that, one, I was pissed off that they came to me, that they think that I would actually do that. And two, for me, the worst part about it is we have something that was, I'm not going to say it was pure, but it was something that it was they could be used for good, and immediately it was bastardized with someone's greed. And I hated that. I hate that aspect of it. There's always going to be that, and that was the reason that I was afraid of it. In a sense, I was just like, is this inevitably what it's going to be like? And
Yeah, it seems
yeah,
like you're that guy in the cartoons or the comic books that's like make this crazy device or technology and everybody's after them, like it must not enter the wrong hands, or think of what it can do in the wrong hands. And you're like, no, it's purely for science. Fuck both the sides who want to
but
use
I'm also a free market absolutist. I think that if there's something that can be out there, the bad shit needs to happen, so then something good can come of it.
Okay.
And like this thing here, like I've thought about doing stuff like what these guys did with this George Carlin special. Because for 2 years I've been able to do deep fake voices and everything, and being able to potentially write a script, and then with ChatGPT incorporating all that into it, I could essentially spit out a comedian. Like, my favorite comedian is Mitch Hedberg. He was a fantastic one-liner comedian who had the weirdest takes. Like, someone knocking on a door, on a wall, he turned it into a joke. The fact that people don't have 13th floors on a building, his whole joke was, well, if you jump out of the 14th floor, you would die earlier. Like, his brain worked in a weird way that AI can't replicate, because AI can't produce, because AI only replicates, even though it has the ability to essentially sort of learn. There's something about what people can do that it hasn't been able to replicate just yet. And I have no idea, if George Cullen was alive now, what his special would be. But what we can do is we can base it off the stuff that he's done previously. But we have no idea about all those years since he died, what would have changed. And that's the problem. It's all just, it's like a comedian getting up on stage and doing an impression. Yeah, it's cool, it's funny, whatever it is, but it's not the original version. It's what it is. It's a cheap imitation. And if you look at it like that, there's nothing to be worried about.
I remember looking at the like, I think early on, well, I can't say early on because you were talking about 2018. I think most normies are kind of new to all of this stuff, but there was a bunch of videos going around.
But you want to know the scary part? You're actually not. You've been training AI on the internet for years. Have you ever seen those things where it says you've got to do a captcha? Put the letters that they shows on the screen.
Yeah, make sure you're not a robot.
Make sure I'm not a. That's all OpenAI training. That was training ChatGPT from the very beginning. That was the whole purpose of that. It wasn't a security measure. It was a training measure. You were training a robot to be more human. Because every time that you would do it and it would try to replicate it, there's different types of AI systems. This one is an antagonist-based system where you've got two AIs. One's trying to do something and the other one's trying to stop it. And that's what that was. And every time that you would do it and the AI would try to do it, it's like, no, I know that you're not real. So the more that you don't see them anymore. How often do you get click, I'm not a robot anymore?
Not as often. I have done, It was somebody had to drag like a puzzle piece over to the
Yeah,
correct
that's
spot.
the newest one because it's now visual representation versus it's the same sort of thing, where it's a slide bar. You've got to move it to a certain point and lock it in exactly.
Yeah, so I've been helping the AI all this time.
Yeah.
I realize, well, I guess I wouldn't say I realize that, but I think when I do kind of attack or shit on AI art and the AI intelligence or whatever, I would say I think this was the conversation with like Lofty. It was on Circular Jerks and Lofty was there, but I don't think that AI is this technology is like the robots from iRobot or Terminator, and it's going to jump out the computer or somehow and start doing shit to us. But I think it's like I was telling you earlier. I think it's just another way for humans to become lazy and reliant upon the technology. But this is only, I guess, the newest version of this. But you have stuff like I guess the car as opposed to a horse and buggy and cart, or like people, I guess, creating food in a lab as opposed to farming for everything and genetically modifying meat and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, tools have been making us making life easier. And yeah, I do think all of it, not just the AI art, but all of it is contributing to the downfall of society. So I won't hold the robots completely responsible.
And I guess that all comes down to an individualistic choice as well. With people choosing to, people will always look for the easiest way out. So if we create a system where someone can do the laziest thing to get something, then they're going to get it. Like when it comes to the AI art, I'm not an artist. I do visual stuff in Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for 20 odd years. I've been creating thumbnails, and I can do digital paintings, matte paintings. I've done that sort of stuff. But I've never sat down and drawn a picture from scratch to the point where I'm happy with it. I've created stuff in Photoshop on a blank canvas and done that. And the time that I can save by doing something in an AI system, I use it as a tool. I'll use it as a basis. I know exactly what I want to create, and I'll use an AI generated thing to get a basis. Cut it out, reposition it, change it, get it to what I want. And that's the main thing, getting what you've got in your head on the page. At the end of the day, that's the main focus of an artist, whether it's your emotions, whether it's your intent. I don't know what it is, realistically, but that's how I interpret art. That's what I do, but I still don't call myself an artist because I feel like an artist is a traditional thing. It's the same way as someone who grows food in a lab. I would never consider them a gardener.
Yeah.
Or someone like that. There are certain terms, and terms. The English language has meaning, and meanings are important. And I feel like I mean, you know what it's like at the moment. Language is constantly changing. I think having something that we can hold on to, like what you do, where you're taking your hand, putting it to a bit of paper or a tablet or wherever it is, and you're creating something. That's an artwork. You're using your physical body to do it. There's no reliance on electricity or anything else like that, essentially, to get it done. That's art. What I'm doing is I'm using a tool. So I'm a part of an operation.
Yeah, that's the disgusting part about it, man, and why I hate to see so many people like loving, praising, championing it as like this shortcut when I do digital art, but I started as a traditional artist, and I was just thinking, okay, what is like the evolution of art? Well, before the pencil and paper, you had people making clays and dyes and cave painting, stuff like that. So it's like you take away the electricity, I'm still an artist, but you take away electricity from all these other people championing AI art. Then it's I don't know what they are then. They're definitely not an artist. And they didn't spend their time.
Just take away the website that they're using or the program that they're using.
So
yeah, you're not going to be able to get the same thing. It's because you're using a tool. It's the same thing as a carpenter that's using a saw versus someone who's physically cutting it themselves. They're both doing the same job essentially by the end of it, but one of them has put their blood, sweat, and tears, their labor into it. And
what's
the weird thing about it is I've now since I've been way more into this AI sphere, I found myself buying more real media. I bought more art pieces. I bought more comics. I bought more independent CDs and everything since I've really been into AI, because there is. I don't know if I can say there's a soul to it, because I'm not 100% certain how I can translate what I mean in my head, but I know someone worked on this piece of art. And sure, I could probably recreate something that looks exactly like it in 20 seconds, but I can't get what they've done to get that. And for me, it's given me a huge appreciation for physical art and media. And I've done the one thing that it took me all these years to do, is actually fall in love with artwork and labor. And I'm an AI enthusiast. I love using that sort of stuff, but at the same time, it's given me that that love and desire for a painting that someone's done. So,
what are these guys talking about? Them says, since most of these AI art users are just doing it for online sites like YouTube, if you take away electricity from these AI art users, they will have no reason to make AI art. And dildo, no issue there. If they take away our electricity, we won't have a need for artists, at least in the short term. I disagree with that. You don't need electricity to appreciate the art or to share art. But yeah, man, we talking about it. I got this article pulled up. Let's get into the dark side of it. I know nothing about George Carlin. It was initially the Taylor Swift stuff that was kind of brought a lot of it to my attention, which again, me and Ego, we would talk about the AI and how like celebrities are selling their likeness to these companies to be used, and what's going to happen with that, or when Ego and Roman of the Empire are doing their collectibles, their figure streams, action figures, and you have a Captain America or an Iron Man, but it's basically Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, and how these people's faces are being just like claimed and used for people to like profit, notoriety, get eyes on them or whatever. And now it's turned to, or it's actually being realized. Because I was looking at the Taylor Swift stuff, and you know, a lot of them were innocent, but some of them were going into, you know, some darker areas. And then this article popped up, so I'm like, okay, this is not they're not so few and far between. It's becoming more frequent that these things are happening. So this is the Hollywood Reporter. George Carlin estate sues creators of AI generated comedy special in key lawsuit over stars likenesses. I'll read a little bit, but I want you to chime in, give me your take, your knowledge of it, because you say you know what's going on about this. You're the AI guy, and I don't want to bore people reading. So just a little bit. We have to draw a line in the sand, says daughter Kelly Carlin, who sued creators of an hour-long special titled George Carlin, I'm Glad I'm Dead. Yeah, that's crazy. By Winston Cho.
That title would be perfectly in line. If George Carlin was to do a thing, that would be exactly what he said. Along those lines, because that was the type of stuff that he would say.
I would give you that, but it's more so of like once you have this person's likeness or using it to do something that they definitely would not do or approve of. Kind of like with Stan Lee and his movies and all of the weird stuff going on, and they'll have his face and he's in a movie and he's validating a lot of the stuff that's being pushed when that person originally does not believe or
and that's the stuff that it runs into, because there's a lot of stuff when it comes to things like gun control and everything in that was not George's stance. He wasn't a political guy, but there was a few things in there that were clearly political stances.
Yeah,
And
man.
though I can understand 100% what it is, and just on a human level, like George Carlin was one of the biggest comedians in the world. He's got hours of stuff out there.
I
But
might
his
have
daughter,
heard.
his daughter's just heard a comedy special based off her father's work, a person that she loved dearly who passed with one of the most horrific forms of cancer that you can get. And
Mhm.
now someone who's in the field that he was in is, even though they're not making money out of it, are gaining praise and notoriety because of it.
Do you know Patrice O'Neal?
The world was robbed of him in the last 5 years. Dude, I just wish he was alive. My God. Fuck
So
diabetes.
I was gonna ask you, does he have a comedy special out, produced by AI?
No, but just something just as bad. All the shit that his ex-fiance did and everything with the documentary. All the money that was raised on that. That's a different story on a different topic. But yeah, it was the same thing. It was people essentially profiting off a dead comedian's work.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he had a documentary.
Oh yeah, it was a big crowdfund thing, and then it turned out to be this big shit show.
Okay. All
You
right.
know,
George.
like Patrice was the man. Like the fact of the matter is that during the most wokest times that we've ever had, he was not around for commentary. He's one of the greatest travesties we've ever dealt with when it comes to a comedy legend. Like I was gutted when Robin Williams died, but the fact that if I could go, you know what, let's get Patrice back just for 4 years,
Mm-hmm. You would trade
just
somebody
around
in.
in the Trump era. Oh, it would have been gold. Like he would have been the biggest comedian on the planet, hands down. Him during the pandemic, my God, he would have been the biggest comedian on the planet.
Man, I think yeah, we was talking about using people, especially dead people's name, voice, face for your own evil reasons. But then when I think the first few kind of instances that I came across were you on midweek hump, but then Flaccid had I think on their outro they have Donald Trump saying the Flacids are funny and not gay or something, and it sounds just like Trump. I guess you can
Yeah.
hear like some of the like different pauses that don't seem human, but nonetheless, it was like, man, look, I hate AI, but this shit's funny. All right, man. George Carlin's estate is suing over the release of a comedy special that uses generative artificial intelligence to mimic the deceased comedian's voice and style of humor. The lawsuit filed in California federal court Thursday accused the creators of the special of utilizing, without consent or compensation, George Carlin's entire body of work consisting of 5 decades of comedy routines to train an AI chatbot, which wrote the episode's script. It also takes issue with
This is
using.
where they're going to get dropped because they didn't. It was Will Sasser. There was 2 comedians that wrote the stuff. People have just assumed this is why the lawsuit's going to fail.
Okay.
Because they wrote it. It was an AI voicing it. The AI didn't generate the jokes.
Okay.
It
Do you
didn't,
want
like,
you want me to keep reading, or you want to provide more context and just kind of
oh
talk
no,
about?
I was just letting you know on that part because this is the reason why it's going to fail, is because everything that this article said is true. That's what they filed for, but this is the reason why it's going to fail, is because of that. Because it
Okay.
wasn't that. And even, let's just say, even if it was, you're never going to be able to prove that. What AI was used? Who did? Was it ChatGPT? Was it Bing? There are so many large language learning models that are out there that they're never going to be able to know, and they can't subpoena them to do it because there's no criminal. This is a civil case. So what might happen is there might be a settlement just to get it to go away versus anything that's actually going to happen. But like, Are you familiar with they call it I think it's called the monkey picture.
No, I'm not.
There was a picture of a small monkey picked up a camera and took a picture, and it ended up being like great framing and everything like that, and it was shown in the magazine or National Geographic, and then people started reprinting it. And then they tried to sue them, and they went, no, that doesn't work. You can't do that, because when something is created by a non-human, it doesn't fall under copyright.
Mm-hmm.
So
that monkey can't claim that work.
no, literally how it's worded. Like I'm saying, the law is very specific with when it comes to its wording and definition. Even though it was someone's camera, they developed that, they did all that, but because they weren't the one that pressed the button, therefore that photo is essentially open market and free. I'm using that as an example when it comes to, you have to define exactly to the letter of the law what can and can't be used when it comes to ownership of works and rights and everything. And they have to prove exactly what AI they used, how they used it, because all the burden of proof is on them. They have to prove it. No one has to defend it. They just have to prove it. And it's not gonna work, because it's impossible. Even if everything that they said is 100% true, you're never going to be able to prove that.
Mm-hmm. But you're saying these guys did come up with an original script, an original comedy special. They just used.
Yeah, they're both comedians. They're both comedians that do it, and it's very similar to their style with a George Carlin sort of twist to it.
Okay, but because it's not specific, the lawsuit against them, or that can be proven to be false, that they did make it, that makes it kind of fall through.
It's not that it can prove; it's that they can't prove what they're saying is true. They can't prove that the stuff was written and put into an AI, and that's what spat out. Because if that was the case, then it's not. They haven't done anything wrong. Then it's the AI. It's whoever created the AI is the issue. But then anything that's being put into what they call a trading model is no longer considered a copyright issue. George R.R. Martin's going through stuff at the moment with it, even though none of the books were actually put into ChatGPT. It was just people talking about the books that was put in there. So it's as I said, morally, I wouldn't do it, even though I have the capability of doing this, and I could probably get a lot of clicks, famous out of it. I don't want to do that, because there's a certain line that you don't want to really cross when it comes to it, and especially when it's dealing with someone's loved one. I've done stuff where I put a dead person's face and voice on a song. It was to show the technology what it can do. It wasn't to say I'm not doing a Juice WRLD album. I was taking 3 or 4 seconds of a clip from Flawed and transforming his face, showing what technology can do.
And I guess going back to my question of, do you take responsibility? It's like, no, I can understand you definitely not, because you're teaching people what this is and what it does, and you even have a tutorial of showing, I created this. This is not actually what you think it is. So if you don't do more research yourself, consumer, then that's on you. It's not really on me, Mr. Greg.
Well, even in the latest one where people are like, oh, this is a fake video, it's this guy, and I'm like, yeah, I know, it's in the description of the video. I have put it in there straight off the bat, like, because I learned from my previous videos, I didn't put the original person that was in the video that was replaced. People said I should. I went, okay, let's do that.
All right. The complaint seeks a court order for immediate removal of the special as well as unspecified damages. It's among the first legal actions taken by the estate of a deceased celebrity for unlicensed use of their work and likeness to manufacture a new AI-generated creation, and was filed as Hollywood is sounding the alarm over utilization of AI to impersonate people without consent or compensation. I'll skip a little bit. No. I'll finish right here, and then y'all can check out the rest of the article if you want to. But author and producer Kelly Carlin, daughter of George Carlin, said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, "We have to draw a line in the sand," she stressed. "This is going to be a fight on every front with entertainment at the center."
And
And
even with consent, like what happened with I can't think the character on Star Wars. They brought him back. They even did it with like de-aging Carrie Fisher and doing stuff with it. Like this isn't new, using technology to bring back people who are no longer here. I think the intent behind it is a huge motivator, but it's hard to realistically determine intent. Like even everything that I'm saying, someone could just say, "No, I'm using it as an excuse," and they could be 100% right because I've got no way of proving what I'm saying is true, even though I've got what I would consider evidence. It's the same with that. It's a fine line, and I don't know, man. Like if they, put it this way, if they did it to someone like Norm Macdonald, I would have a huge. I'd have a much bigger problem with it because Norm was a very different style of comedian, and he was very someone who I could really get behind. And because George Carlin isn't, doesn't mean it's any different. I just don't feel as passionate about it, and it's probably my own internal biases when it comes to that. But
yeah,
like I think I'm almost convinced that Tupac never released as many songs as he did. I think half of those ones aren't even him. Since his death anyway. I still love the songs, but
as far as when you say you were kind of biased, like yeah, I can understand that if somebody puts out something over somebody you don't know, like with the George Carlin guy, I don't know George Carlin, so it doesn't hit me as much. But let's say somebody like me and the Uninspired is talking about Mac Miller in the chat. If somebody came out with something Mac Miller said or did, then I probably would take offense to it if it was something that he didn't believe in or that he actually didn't say. So yeah, if you're connected to the person,
Mac Miller comes out with a rap about how he hates women.
He
thinks they're the worst things on the planet. He wants to beat them to death. Wants to drag yeah.
Yeah, like a old Eminem track.
Yeah, like he does him, but for his first girlfriend, sort of thing,
Yeah, and then something like that is like you make it all aggressive, but Uninspired was just saying how he heals the soul. Like, you hear some of these rappers, or just people just talk about things that you're going through and the demons that you would have to fight in the mind and just trying to be a better person and yada yada yada. And then you hear them just go off and with an AI and just say something completely crazy, like you were saying, like with Eminem, for instance. And that's totally different from I would see videos of what was it? I think it was they had some country singers together, like dead ones with new ones, and they put them together on a song. I remember there was a pop song like Michael Jackson, The Weeknd, and some other like guys. So it's like when you have stuff like that, it's okay. I can see that y'all are just having fun, and you're like, what if this would have happened or could happen? But again, that slippery slope of people gonna use it for other reasons too, though. And then it's gonna be like it's kind of like when you're in school and everybody's like doing something, but everybody's kind of low key, they're getting away with it, and then that one guy does it, and they're like, "Calm down, bro, you're gonna fuck it up for all of us." And that eventually is what happens. That's what I see.
Dude, that's the Taylor Swift AI stuff at the moment. And as soon as she come out and said, "I hated doing this," I'm just like, "You just ruined it for everything." Just say nothing. It's not going to make a difference because celebrities just don't understand internet culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing that was only as soon as her, well, it wasn't even her, it was her estate or whatever it was, that come out and said, I'm just like, okay, it's only going to get worse now. You literally just challenged a bunch of people who have nothing but time on their hands.
All right, this the next topic is crazy. Now, I kind of only thought about this because I could have swore you were one of the people that enjoyed the Mario movie. A lot of people do, but
I haven't seen it. It's just one of those ones where it was just like I was gonna go and see it, but we didn't get it in my local theater because I'm in a small country town. We didn't actually get it until 3 or 4 weeks after it came out, and by that stage, I'd heard everyone talk about the good, the bad, and the bad. I'm just like, well, I'll see it when it comes out on streaming, and I just haven't seen it since it's come out on streaming.
okay, yeah, it's on Netflix, man. Look, watch it if you want. I don't really tell anybody to watch, consume, to check out anything. It's like it is what it is at this point. Not to be nihilistic, I just think the world is. I don't know, man. I think we're going to be here to care about any of these terrible movies that have just come out. I think it's going to be far more crazier things for us to be concerned with. But this was funny, partly because of the Mario movie, because what I thought your views of the Mario movie, but also because you remind me of the main character of this new movie that they're trying to put out.
How so?
How so? Well, dang, hold on. Okay, hold on. The ad is making me. Fuck, man. Can y'all see this?
You know,
It's making me I can't do it. All right, let me go back.
so if you copy, okay, this is whenever you get stuck behind a paywall for a website, just copy the web address and go to archive.ph, paste it into the link that'll come up there, and it'll show you it without having to pay for the stuff.
Man, archive.ph. You're making me
.ph,
do
yep.
techno stuff.
I'll throw it in the private chat, so a bit easier for you.
I got it. I just typed it in.
All right, sweet.
I'm loading up right now.
Yeah.
Cool. I hope I remember that.
Yeah, so that's another I'm not going to call it an AO, but essentially it combs through the article and takes out all the code that would be used for blocking anything, whether it's by a paywall or anything like that, and allows you to see articles for free.
This man is a AI wizard. If you need an ad blocker.
What's going on, Chief?
Shit, I got the ad blocker. It's blocking 225 of them right now.
Yeah, it'll be going ape shit on the site. Half of them aren't ads, but it just that's what it does.
All right, guys, y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lopez and Mattel find their Bob the Builder. Jennifer Lopez will produce the Anthony Ramos-led animated Bob the Builder feature film. So, race swapping characters, all that good stuff's happening. This is our new Bob the Builder, guys. It's animated though, so he's only doing the voice. But apparently there's some visual changes happening as well. And this is the site, AV Club. So, I mean, take from it what you want. The Mattelification of cinema. What's up? What you got?
It was in Hamilton, so I mean, I know who he is. If it's going to be a musical type sort of thing, I can see it. I think the stereotype of a Hispanic person doing all the builder and labor sort of work is kind of funny. But remember, Bob was the boss of the company. He was the guy that was recruiting people. So it'd be an interesting spin to see what they do with it.
Yeah. Wasn't he the lead in Transformers? That's what I'm thinking. Is that the same guy?
Yeah. He was the Transformer guy. Yeah.
Okay.
The rise of the
Beast.
But yeah, whatever it was called. Yeah.
The racist movie that I couldn't finish, man. It was like 20 minutes into the movie, they made a joke about therapy was white people shit. And I was like, bro, if we coming out the gate like this, then and no telling what the rest of this movie is going to be like.
I wonder if he's gonna wear his contacts so he doesn't show his blue eyes off.
He's mixed. He's a mutt.
Good for him. That's the way to do it.
All right, the metallification of cinema is now in full swing. Guys, I'm covering this because hey man, I showed y'all a face from Nick Jr. like a fucking few weeks ago. Yes, I watched Bob the Builder. I like to see attempts of bringing cartoons or whatever over to movie form. So I'm interested in what's going to happen with this. Also, the kids, you know, a lot of us grown men bitch about the things we love being hijacked. Well, we got to remember we're fighting for the children. So they're going to get some Bob the Builder, but it ain't going to be the same Bob we know. Barbie is a Best Picture nominee, and the toy company has a full slate of sometimes bizarre children's and toy property movies they're trying to get off the ground. Next up is Bob the Builder, a beloved animated children's program that will now get the star-studded big screen treatment per Variety. This is brought to you by, of all people, Jennifer Lopez, as well as Hamilton's Anthony Ramos, who is set to star as the titular Bob. You know what? I will give it to Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, for putting her people on and giving him some work. But I don't know. Why we got to take the white property and do it? The white guy. I'm not gonna say white property. I don't know who I was working on. Here they say a British guy, white British guy. Anyway, if you're imagining Ramos roaming a vivid toy-like construction site a la Margot Robbie in Barbie Land, that is unfortunately not the case. Bob and his team, Scoop, Muck, and Dizzy, and Rolly too, those were the machines, will remain animated. The animation will be getting a boost from Shadow Machine, the studio behind Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. That's exciting.
So this is the Nia Corin. This is J-Lo's big thing. This is her new thing. Her new she's taken a lot of other production companies and sort of merged them into this one big thing called new. I'm not good with Spanish, Portuguese language, so it's Neo-Korean Productions or something very similar to that. Apologize for getting that wrong because I know I did. But yeah, she's the founder with I think of what his name was.
I can't say Guillermo though, so you're good.
Yeah, no, he was Lin-Manuel. What's his name was before Lin-Manuel was. He was the guy back in the early 2000s. That was the guy that everyone wanted. I can't even think of his name. Too early for me, but yeah, they must have paid a shitload for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they've got the full rights, then it should be on. It should be on them for doing it. Like, Handy Manny. There we go.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, you've got to understand that Handy Manny is now going to be a fluid I don't know. It's probably going to be a robot. Who knows? Like, how do you go any further than that? Like, Bob the Builder wasn't something that needed an over inclusivity sort of thing. It wasn't like it was a guy that likes to fix things and hide people from everywhere. They got it done, and they all got it done together. It was unity. And if they don't focus on unity and they focus on division, then they're fucked.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Like, that's like she did this back in 2002. Yeah, it was early when she formed it. It was either just before or just after she broke up with Affleck for the first time. This was her side project.
Man, well, I give her props for when you see someone see a lot of success in one area and then they take that over and help them with something else, especially something that's, not just for them, but employs and give a lot of work, a lot of jobs to some other people. You got to admire that part about it.
Oh yeah, J-Lo has not been one of those people who have been a stuck-up sort of person when it comes to what they've done. Even back in the days when she was on In Living Color and everything like that, like, you know, the whole Jenny from the Block that turned into a meme sort of thing. Once she got brought back down to level, let's just say she's done a lot of good work. I've got a lot of people in the film industry that have got a lot of work from her. So,
and she's hot.
dude, that Waiting for Tonight video. Oh my god, how is that not like one of the most masturbatory fantasies on the planet? Like, it was literally a countdown to the year 2000, and it built down to a massive climax. It was the perfect music video.
Massive climax. I think J-Lo and Shakira, they were the Latin princesses that had the black community like paying attention. They was on BET.
I mean, her hips don't lie. So
yeah, I think Beyonce got on the song with her, and yeah, man. So we down with the brown around here, okay?
Down with the brown around. I like that rhyme scheme you had there.
It's natural, man. That probably was one of my ancestors. That wasn't even me. All right, he's okay. Pinocchio. That said, Bob, formerly a white British guy, is getting a bit of a makeover. The synopsis reads: when Roberto, Bob, travels to...
At least they're keeping the name.
What's his name, Roberto?
No, it's Bob. Rob is Robert. Yeah, so Robert, Bob, like it's still the same name. It's not like it's, you know.
We're giving you the Spanish version of the white name.
Yeah, and that's what it is. So
when Roberto, Bob, travels to the enchanting island of Puerto Rico for a major construction job, he takes on issues affecting the island and digs deeper into what it means to build. Bob's journey will celebrate the vibrant and colorful textures of the Caribbean, Latin nations, and their people. Bro, this is crazy.
Wait, so it's not even about him?
I guess it's about his company building up the impoverished people. I don't know. Giving them jobs.
Okay, so it's a white savior movie, but without the white guy in it. Get it?
Yeah. No director is on board with Bob yet, but Felipe Vargas will pen the Ramos-inspired screenplay. According to Variety, this new Bob the Builder is in part inspired by Anthony Ramos's life, whatever that entails. For years, Bob the Builder's characters have inspired young people around the world for years. And then the Heights star said in a statement, a movie about friends working together, a celebration of a beautiful home they share, and how love can help to conquer any obstacle in your way. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. It's just
what are they fixing though? I'm on that synopsis. I'm worried that it's going to turn into an essentially white man bad allegory sort of thing, or one race bad sort of thing. Like, it's like he said, oh well, it focused on a one, well, you know, everyone getting on together. Not we are focusing on it. It focused on, meaning past tense, meaning the previous stuff. I'm like, oh.
Damn.
You're going to change Bob the Builder to not a white person and then have a go at him for not being a white person. Okay.
Yeah, Dempsey, it's just a kid's show. Why are you mad about a race swap? How they blow it off? Yeah, man, they're gonna come out with all.
Why do you care? Then why do you care about what race it is then?
So, yeah, especially with the guy.
Yeah,
it's like when they're admitting with the what was it, Halle Bailey saying that, yeah, I love this show growing up. I thought I was this character. I have so much in common with this character, or it inspired me or whatnot. But then still have to go and like change it. Not saying Halle Bailey did the changing of the character, but it's like they approve of it. But it's like, why? Let the character just be who they are. But yeah, it's like with a lot of these race swaps, they come with a whole bunch of stereotypes. That it seems like, Yeah, it seems like these people are we're gonna change the color, but we're not gonna think about the consequences of changing the color. And don't question it. Don't think too much about it. Just know he's not white anymore. So cry white tears. And we got another one.
But dude, they don't even do that with that. They did that with Falcon. Dude, that wrecked me. Like, you can go back to any of my previous stuff. I Falcon was my guy. As soon as Anthony Mackie was Falcon in there, he was my YouTube icon for the longest time. Because
Mhm.
I like it. I was like, this is how you modernize a character without ruining anything. And then they brought out the fucking show. Oh, fuck, dude. That, to me, it's the worst. It's the worst show. Even though I don't think with everything that they did was the worst, but just what they did to him ruined it for me.
Mhm. Yeah, I hate it.
hate that character. I hate that character now, and he was my favorite character.
Real quick, Sean, my people can't have anything. The thing is, your people have a lot. Y'all just can't hold on to shit. That's what's happening right now.
We need better grip strength. We need to do the hand thing where you're squeezing that little thing, that the little black thing with the springs.
Yeah,
We need to
yeah.
be able to hold on to shit.
That's what y'all need to do. Fight back, man. Fight back.
Dude, as I said, just do an all white production of Shaft or like MLK or something. Just something that doesn't make any sense, shouldn't work, and it's completely out the water.
I'm behind it. Just go retarded with it. Just start
Dude,
race swapping these
this is the
colored
thing.
characters.
The Black Eyed Peas had a song called "Let's Get Retarded." I think we need to get back to that. Let's get retarded and do it.
Yeah.
Let's get retarded. Let's get stupid.
Just make crazy stuff, man. Just, people just gonna enjoy, just laugh. We're not trying to be serious about it. We're just putting it out there. We're inspiring creativity. Um, you're talking about the Falcon thing, and I said that it's like with all of these, like we love black people, we love brown people, all that, but I'm like, you never introduced any of these black characters or colored characters in their own movie or series or like project. It's it's always been like we have to prop them up or validate them, their existence by this white character. So that's going back to like what I told you about how I got into YouTube. I'm noticing all of this and I'm like, okay, why can't that colored person stand on their own? Or why is this new Proud family so pointing a finger and victimizing, blaming others as opposed to the original Proud family that was like, we're great and we're black while doing so. And then you just appeal to the culture more. But it wasn't as woe is me, like a lot of the stuff is now. So it seems like they make a lot of characters, and you just talking about Falcon. I haven't seen the fucking show, but a line that sticks with me is you need to do better, Senator. Like
actually, it wasn't that line, it was the other line. It was like, I'm a black man with a shield, what don't I know? And he said, well, what do we do? He said, I don't know. Literally the next line. I'm a black man with a shield, what don't I know? And then the guy says, okay, what do we do? And he's like, well, I don't know. You just undermined one of the biggest, most powerful moments of the character's thing. This was supposed to be his journey. Not only that, he got the shield in the end of the biggest MC movie of all time. He finally took the role. He accepted that. The very next episode, he's just like, I don't want it. I'm going to give it away. And then it's like, this isn't for me. And as soon as they give it to a white guy, he went, this is wrong. This is an injustice. This is blah blah. And then they tried to make this white guy to be the biggest bastard on the planet. Yet everything that he did was completely and 100% justified. Nothing that they did in the series made him out to be a bad guy. Yet he was the bad guy. It was just like, are you trying to make your main Falcon look like an asshole? Like an idiot? And I don't think that was the case, but when I watch it, I think, oh, you hate black people. Plain and simple. You think that this having enough in there and having in them going, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, blah blah, and it's enough. But it's not. That was never him. He would never turn his back on another soldier. And what he did during that series where there was a soldier that was in need, and he just shrugged them off because, oh, I don't need to deal with you because you're too much work. I'm like, that was never him. That was his point. Like, oh, it ruined the character for me. Like, I hated it.
Man, never
And
being able
literally,
to.
he's the only man left in the Avengers now.
Yeah. You think they'll make Red Hulk into a good guy?
No,
At some
I don't think
point.
they'll make. I don't think they'll make Red Hulk. What I think they will do is, I think they will humanize his subordinate, which is going to be a female, and then she'll take over his Red Hulk's position as the bad guy. And I think what they'll do is they'll spend most of the movie shitting on Anthony Mackie's Captain America because he's the only guy left. He's the only guy left. Like, you got rid of everyone. You said this is going to be an all-female lineup, and you include a black man in there. Yep, just feminize another black man.
Yep, because they're gonna shit all over
Consistently
him.
do it.
Especially with She-Hulk in it, and everybody else. But the only reason I said, do you think they'll make Red Hulk a good guy, is because of the lack of men, and so that they can deflect from that criticism. Which I guess they don't have to, since they've already admitted of wanting it to be mostly female. But yeah, you got the leader, so that's another male. But it's like there's 3 males as far as we know, and 2 of them are bad guys. So I can see them trying to make one of them a good guy. But I think it'll be, Red Hulk gonna be some stand-in for like Trump or some major conservative guy. But then I think they might make him like the face, or funnel a lot of what they say through him.
He'll be the guy that has no real power. He's just the guy spouting hate, sort of thing. Yeah,
they might make the leader a good guy. I think they're going to make one of them change the other.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Because I truly feel like the women is going to be girl boss, but I don't see them just beating the shit out of these dudes. It's going to be some emotional stuff going on. And yeah, conservative men, or men who think like that, are going to tear each other apart. As you know, I think that's where they're going. I'm interested in what's going to happen with that. Also, the depiction of Red Hulk, because seeing what has happened to the Hulk is terrible. But if you go back to Edward Norton's, like a red version of that would be amazing.
It would be cool, but the guy who's going to be playing it is Harrison Ford.
Yes. Well, okay. Yes, but I'm not. Again, I said Red Hulk. I'm not caring about the General Ross, so the human part of him. So it's like, I can understand if you get both parts right, the movie, it could be an amazing character. But just giving them just a little bit of capability, a little bit of intelligence, and they get one right. Harrison Ford is not going to be a good Ross, but that CGI'd Red Hulk could look the part.
I mean, literally, it doesn't matter. Like, as I've shown, it doesn't matter who plays the mocap version of it. You can replace it with anything.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I think the Red Hulk part of it would be good. But I mean, with that whole Red Hulk story, General Ross was a big part of it. Trying to play the like innocent, like, ooh, who is this guy, this new Hulk guy, and it's him the whole time. So you know what? I think
from the original comic run, it was great when you find out it's him. You're like, there's no way in the world it's him. Like, it was suggested initially in a panel, like, I think maybe 5 or 6 issues beforehand. It's like, oh, maybe it's this one, as a joke sort of thing. It's like, and then it was him. You're like, oh my god, it kind of works, but it doesn't. But it does, but it doesn't. Red Hulk is such an awesome character.
It makes me, because in that comic he can absorb radiation.
Yes.
But what they've done with She-Hulk, brainstorm with me right now. do you think that they will try to recall or bring back anything about her blood being all fucking special or whatnot, and then that be like the excuse for him not being able to drain her Hulk to make her more powerful?
Well, it really depends if Hulk's in it, because unless she was captured in the series, and they're probably going to do a line where they're going, well, we took a sample of your blood, and that I bet you that's where it comes from.
Okay.
I bet you it comes from her. That's why he's able to control it, but it'll be something along the lines that he can't control it because he's a man, and her power comes from being a woman.
They will use that because the angrier he got, the hotter he got until he'll
Yeah.
overload. So his toxic masculinity will be his downfall.
Yeah, it'll literally be like, oh, by the way, you look at this. This is Esposita. She's now in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. This one over here, we just picked up, and he's just going to be like, oh my God, women in power, I hate it. And then he's just going to blow up. It'll be like what happened with the first Hulk movie with Eric Banner.
He's gonna blow up. He's gonna be near the helicarrier. It's gonna be crashing, and then you said Esposito. Somebody's gonna say, "I bypassed the converter, whatever the compressor."
I bypassed the compressor.
The compressor fixed the ship. It doesn't land on the ground. She saved the day, and yeah, Red Hulk killed himself. He's an angry male. C4C said, "You keep going. You keep going."
I was gonna say it's the prologue. It turns out that the Red Hulk's blood was so toxic it even ended up killing himself. You know, it's like these PSAs, like, don't be toxic. It's deadly.
The color purple Hulk. That's hot. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say C4C had said that the Looney Tunes that had came out was a good modernization of a classic, and I definitely agree with that. I was so opposed to it at first though, because I didn't like the whole setting of them like living together. I was like, that shit's whack. I need to see crazy antics, them trying to kill each other, or trying to eat each other, you know. And I hated that because it's all about the you hate women thing. I hated when they made Lola retarded. I was pissed. I don't know if you saw the show, but he just made me think about that. I was so opposed to it because of how just dumb she was. Like they really made her like a dumb blonde. And I was like, no, she.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It was depressing, man, watching it. But anyway, yeah. Besides that, it was good. AJ, man, I wash your feet. No, I like my feet dirty. I like that layer of like protection from the elements. Like Toph said from Avatar.
See, that's the thing. You wash your feet, you wash off all the calluses, you make him weaker. He needs the calluses to be stronger. That's why they're there.
Harrison Ford's gonna phone it in. Yep. All race, no substance, make Hulk something.
So yeah. Make Hulk really sad.
No, he can't get sunburnt. He kind of is a sun.
Well, we don't know if he can get sunburnt, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely that we would notice it.
Well, more often than not, the Hulk is like immune or unfazed by extreme temperature, so he shouldn't get a sunburn. Exactly, Grant gets it. Oh, was that a joke? Did it just go over my head? Anyway, Grant, we almost hit 2 hours. I did run out of topics. I didn't have much to talk about necessarily. But shoot, what you want anything you want to talk about before we do get out of here? Anything that you want to plug, anything coming up, or anything that's happening that you would like to speak on?
If you don't want to watch the real version of Ben Shapiro rapping, I have a AI version on Hi-Res TV. He's a very talented rapper that we used a deep equivalent of a deep fake, but a deep voice fake. to make himself sound like Ben Shapiro. And even though it is essentially an AI generated voice, it actually sounds more human than Ben Shapiro rapping. So go check that out on High Res TV.
Okay. I have one video that I did want to show you. It almost slipped my mind.
Go for it.
Hold on, let me find it because I didn't save it. I didn't know if I was going to be risking the copyrights. But I don't know. I got the Chappelle clips. They let me play those.
Yeah, they will. The whole Chappelle thing is a very different story.
Okay. Dang, it's taking some time to load up. It's from Comedy Central. That's why I was like kind of concerned about it.
Okay. Probably good that you're doing it at the end of the video. Easily clipped out without anything happening.
Yeah. So a lot of I saw some videos come out recently, and they were older videos. And then on Circle of Jerks, we would, especially when Vex was on, watch like some older, like cringe YouTube videos that were viral like back in the day. And it made me think about this guy. And a lot of the segments that he would do. Also, we were talking about comedy earlier. Did you ever watch Tosh.0?
Yeah, I 100% watched Tosh. Tosh was one of those guys that I absolutely respected for his no bullshit take. More so now the way in which he was with the COVID vaccines and having people do a different story. But yeah, Tosh back in the day was phenomenal.
Okay, I haven't heard anything from him like recently or with the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, he wanted people to be double backs to be able to go see him on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's check this out. This is a question for you, Mr. Grant.
Black History Month edition of Is It Racist? That's where I show you a racist clip and you decide if it's racist. This segment has never been more important.
Good on her.
Calm down.
Oh man, you gotta pause it. Try to transform it a little bit. Mr. Grant, have you seen this clip back in the day?
No, I haven't seen this clip, but I respect that technique because I've tried to use that, and it's. I have false teeth, so it's a struggle. But yeah, respect that technique. I've tried using it.
You have are all of them? Because you don't need all of the teeth to do what she did.
No, my top teeth. I don't have any. My top teeth aren't real. So.
Man, look, you can do it with the bottoms. I've done it with both. You can scoop the shit out of that watermelon with both. All right.
There's nothing racist about someone enjoying fruit. However, when someone's eating it that aggressively, you might not want a bunch of old white women cheering her on like they've got money riding on them. So yes, I believe that was a tad racist. And I know how she feels. I was recently in an eating contest, and I'm confident my race gave me a competitive advantage.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. Man, I loved watching Tosh.0 growing up. There was somebody had the they was asking about the what in the butt skit.
What in the butt? Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, so somebody was like,
it was the YouTube redemption sort of thing that he used to do.
Yes. Somebody was
bent over in front of the guy and spread his ass in front of him.
Somebody was on a stream though, and I think somebody sent that in the chat, and the guys read it. Whoever stream was, they read it, but they didn't really know what it was or what it was referencing. And I was like, oh shit, it was referencing that. So that made me start thinking about all of these old Tosh videos.
I would have lost it. Oh my god, dude! I remember, South Park did it. What in the butt parody as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Butters did it.
Oh, bro, what the fuck?
The trick to winning that contest, you gotta dip them in water before you eat them. And that's how you play Is It Racist?
All right, Mr. Grant, was that racist?
No, because I got a lot of Jamaican friends and they don't eat pon pon, as they say.
Oh, the poom poom. No, I was talking about the watermelon.
The watermelon. That was awesome. I love that. She was clearly the oldest one that was there, and
right.
She was doing the best technique, and she fucking killed.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is that people noticed that she was doing it, and they were cheering her on. Hell yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. That's what you want.
It wasn't because she was black. It was because they admired the athlete, the technique.
100%. That's what
She
it
was
was.
the-
You
she
could
was the
see
underdog.
even when she was scraping, and the other guys that were dragging ass. She still kept going. She wanted every ounce of it. I love that. Never give up.
So they weren't like cheering for the N word. They were saying, "Fuck those losers."
100%. That's why I look. Oh, and that's what I was cheering for.
Zach's liked it. I know he likes it. All right, Mr. Grant. I don't have anything else crazy. Me no eat the poom poom.
Sorry, I said it with the Australian accent. With the Jamaicans that are out here, they call it the pun with the N versus the M. So maybe there's a bit of a difference culturally. So
Just because pointing out a stereotype don't make you racist. If you said group was inferior because of stereotype, then that is racist.
no, you're pointing out something that she was good at, not because of her race, but because of her technique.
Yeah, I got that. I'm gonna start clipping those, having more of those. Is it racist or finding those? Those are hilarious.
Just have him saying "Is it racist?" and put it to random clips, just like someone walking down the street and someone stopping someone from getting hit by a car. You're like, is that racist?
Look, man,
Just to see
I have
people
to
spin it.
You're right. You are completely right. I'm lazy though. I will do it, but I think Flaccid would be more creative with seeing how he had the segments for premature ejection. Flaccid, come on, man. Let's get some "Is it racist" going on for Circle of Jerks. Y'all would get a kick out of that.
Literally just have someone saying "Good morning," and then go, "Is that racist?"
It gotta be I don't know. We got to figure out who's saying good morning though. How they saying it? Can we find a blackface version of it?
You show the image or the video, but you don't show the subtitle. You don't show who's talking, and then afterwards you reveal it.
Okay.
Let people make it. Yeah.
There was a video of, I think it was like Asian people eating, and one of the squids or octopus, like the ink got on her or something.
Oh, dude. Oh my god!
You saw that clip?
As I saw that, dude, I said, "Don't wipe your face. Dab it, dab it, dab it."
Yes.
And she started wiping it. And the I guess the plate collector, I can't think of whatever their term is. As soon as he saw her face, the way he lost it was. I love that clip so much.
Yeah, so something like that. Like she's covering the whole face, so she's basically got blackface on, but she don't know it. So it's like, is it? Stuff like that'd be funny. I think Dempsey asked who's hosting Circle of Jerks. Zach's is. Let me pull up. Or Zach, you can drop it if you're available, but I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna link the stream. He already got it together.
Actually, I just saw a thing. Someone, Tim said he loves Cool Runnings. I on a stream, I did the "People of Jamaica Know You Never Come Believe." I sung that song, and I was told I was being racist.
Mm-hmm. Nah,
I was
man.
like, you realize that's a movie?
Yeah, bro. People are soft. That's why we need to keep doing it. That's why we are a Circle of Jerks, and we do dumb shit because I don't know. We just trying to have fun, like how we used to, like Tosh did. Zach's dropped it. Circle of Jerks is right here. It's going to be on his channel, so people go check that out. Subscribe to him while you're there, but also check out the content. Flaccid said he'll be bringing back premature ejection in Black History Month. And I will finally win one.
Oh, you picked the right month to do it in.
Yeah. It will be my time to shine. I will get the belt. But there you go, man. I got to get to these dogs, get them outside. They barking. I don't know if y'all heard them. But yeah, anything you want to say? Yeah, I know I just kind of asked you that, but
yeah, no, I did. I appreciate you asking me to jump on. I've enjoyed your stuff for a while. I've been more of a lurker than an active participant, and now I'm glad that I'm an active participant.
Yeah, man, for sure. I got to get talk to you guys more. You guys by you and more of the midweek hump crew. Great people. People.
And also next weekend I'll be doing my 300,000K subscriber one. Big stream. So it'd probably be 12-hour one is what I'm aiming for. I'm gonna hit the YouTube maximum. I haven't done one of those in a long time. So yeah. So that should be good. And AJ, you're absolutely welcome to jump on there. I'll set up a group and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'll do that. You've always been good people and fucking hilarious too at the same time. So that's good.
I've been called worse.
I know. Same here. Sometimes for people that look like me, which is crazy. So
what with the LPs and everything? That's crazy, man.
Look, man, I get Nerdporial is streaming, so Dempsey just dropped that. People, please, if you could jump over there, check him out. He's gonna be playing some fucking video game. I'm sure get those good feelings, the nostalgia going. Leave him a like.
He loves doing that.
Yeah, hey, do it, people. You love it. Get online. You might find some people that you love it. What's the topic tonight? We never know.
Yes. That's the answer.
Yeah, yes, is the topic. I'm gonna leave y'all with the MCU rap because some people didn't get to enjoy that. So I'm gonna throw that up. I'll throw a short little commercial up before that to kind of ease y'all into it. But I'm playing that banger. All right, Mr. Grant Gregory, we out. Peace, people.
Have a good one, guys.
See y'all Tuesday. I should be streaming Tuesday night. Tighten up Tuesdays, okay? Peace. See y'all there.
You're such a brat, Bart. What? Yeah, you won't share your Butterfinger BB.
Oh, we're taking them.
Ooh, bite size. Down the hatch, sir.
No, Maggie, no.
Groovy munchies, man.
Bag a bunch of crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery Butterfinger BBs.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger BBs.
But the boy, nothing.
What the fuck? So your weird ass was trying to get head from a little kid?
Okay, that's enough. Calm down, Naruto. He's not the enemy. Not right now.
Nah, fuck that shit! This nigga is a fucking pedophile!
Okay, guys, there are a bunch of Avengers in Infinity War, so here's a little rap to help you remember.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
That's a little conceited, but okay, let's get it on. Thanos is coming with his Homer beard, and to save our world, the whole gang is here.
Black Panther, Black Widow, Star-Lord, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, War Machine, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Okoye, Hawkeye, Falcon, Nebula, Vision, Rocket, Captain America.
List them, gotta list them all. MCU!
And speaking of beards, Steve's is looking fine. If he and Bucky kiss, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mantis, Gamora, Doctor Strange, Loki, Scarlet Witch, Valkyrie, Groot, Drax, Shuri, Collector, Ramondo, Wong, younger brother, Gunn, Baku, Ant-Man, Agent of your mother, son.
The Black Order also has been confirmed, but here's some other characters that also could return.
Heimdall, Happy, Caecilius, Scorpions, Lottery, Waspy, Carl Morta, Birdman, Goldblum, Tomei, Get Out, Zemo, Pepper Potts, Bilbo, Shocker, Cameo.
List them, gotta list them all. MCU!
These are just the ones who are still around. Coulson's on TV, so that doesn't count.
Hawk Fam, Aaron, Friday, Karen, Howard the Duck. Chuck Hammer, Black Swan Sharon, Ned Flash, Guilfoyle, MJ, the new one, Luis, Dave, Nakia, Jim Marita's grandson.
List them, gotta list them all. Gotta list them all. MCU.
Dormammu, Tinkerer, Norris, Mean Girl, Abomination, Thunderbolt, Liv, Tyler, Broke Girl, Hannibal, Dewey Cox, Fatal Attraction, Court Meek, Eric, Sam, Mother, Ezra Jackson.
And those are all the characters that might show up in Infinity War.
Wow, that sure is a lot of salaries to pay. Speaking of which...
let's keep singing.
List them, gotta list them all.
Ooh, let's list them all.
But, like, I am getting paid for this, right? I just need a verbal confirmation. That's all I'm asking.
Gotta list them all. MCU.
Dreams are meaningful when you work toward them in the real world. If you merely live within the dreams of other people, it's no different from being dead.
It's only natural that you feel afraid right now.
We all possess something inside us that we cannot compromise. It's that inner passion that gives us the strength and courage to fight.
You have no right to tell me what I'm allowed to do or not do, or what knowledge I can or cannot learn.
Don't you know you gotta enjoy life, or it'll slip away?
The world needs all kinds of people. You should do what you wanna do.
Only one small part within a much greater flow. Nothing more than a fraction of the whole. But by putting all those ones together, you get one great all. That's why I won't ever give up.
We are getting stronger with every step we take.
You guys seen that Flash trailer?
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks awful. Awesome. Yeah.
You think it looks awful? Really?
No, I misspoke. I think it looks awesome.